How's it going, everybody? This is Petey from SupplementReviews.com. Today we're bringing you another video review, this time from EHPLabs. Product in question today is a pre-workout Buzz. Let's take a look here at the front of the container. EHPLabs, standing for Enhanced Human Performance Labs. I know, nifty name they got going on from there. The first thing I notice, just as I guess a novel or like a novelty thing, is the front of this container to me just screams America, red, white, and blue. So it kind of jumps off the shelf at you. It's kind of shiny, shiny stuff. But regardless, who knows if it's clever packaging? Let's take a look at the ingredients. On the front of it, it promises to be a groundbreaking pre-workout, to be laboratory tested, to be super potent, and not need to exceed 1 scoop. This is the Ragin' Red Raspberry flavor, and it says it uses 100% natural flavors, which is kind of a cool thing, considering there's a lot of artificial stuff out there these days. Alright, so starting with that Ragin' Red flavor here, let's talk about taste and mixability. I'm not sure if I'd classify it as Ragin' Red Raspberry. It definitely has that raspberry tartness to it, but it's a very, very different flavor. It's not, I guess, run-of-the-mill fruit punch. It's not watermelon or anything like that. But at the same time, it's not like one of the best tasting pre-workouts I've ever had. However, you're not going to want to punch somebody in the face, when you have to drink this stuff. So I think you'll be doing all right. It mixes perfectly fine. It doesn't get too foamy. There's no settling on the bottom of the cup. So it just gets a very, very basic 8 out of 10. I guess that is really kind of all there is to it. I mean, I don't drink pre-workouts for flavor. But regardless, you'll be all right. They won't be something you have to gag down. So more importantly, this is the part that's going to be the biggest part of this review. I'd hope so anyway. This is supplement facts. Promising to not need to exceed, or don't exceed, 1 scoop. Let's take a look at what consists of that actual serving size. So for 1 scoop, you get 10.4 grams of active ingredients. There's 30 scoops per container here. Oh no, that's going to set a record for using the word scoops in one review. Bear with me. Anyway, they got this big old vitamin blend here. Vitamin C, thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, vitamin B6, vitamin B12, pantothenic acid. All very, very basic stuff that you're going to see in most, supplements, like especially pre-workouts. So regardless, the part that I really want to break down here and talk about is this huge proprietary blend that they have going on here. So, ingredients. Each 10.4 gram scoop consists of the following super potency, in capital letters, proprietary blend. Starting with the Buzz Power and Strength of 3.33 grams. Interestingly, this is one of those pre-workouts that has the inclusion of d-aspartic acid in the actual pre-workout, as well as beta anhydrous, which they misspelled on the container. That's kind of cool. Carnosine, brand beta-alanine, which I do like, and also creatine monohydrate. Alright, now, one of my biggest complaints in terms of proprietary blends, especially when you look at something like this, is you have to, I guess, keep in mind exactly what you want something in there for. If you're using this for a sole purpose of having a testosterone boosting product from the d-aspartic acid in there, you're going to be disappointed because it's underdosed. If you're using this for sole purpose of having, I guess the perfect example here is like just off the top of your head, most people are going to be familiar with the fact that you need 3.2 grams of beta-alanine to be the clinically researched and validated dosage. So if you have a proprietary blend consisting of all those items there, including the beta-alanine at only 3.3 grams, that just tells you right away that it's going to be underdosed. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit pixie dusted. However, I would like to know the exact ratio of what it is in a blend. Alright, so I like the ingredient inclusion, but I do feel that already we're looking at having not quite enough active in here. So that's one thing that I don't like about it. Alright, so moving on from there, the Buzz Pump Vascularity Boosters. Alright, once again here, 3.3 grams. Alright, so this one actually is a lot better. I would like to know the ratio though, but it has, out of that 3.3 grams, citrulline malate, 2:1 ratio, agmatine sulfate, 99% pure, and arginine, aka Kg. So it's actually kind of a blend of old school and new school in terms of having the citrulline and the arginine for the old school property, but the new school inclusion of the agmatine, which I really like. I'm a huge fan of agmatine in here. It only takes about half a gram to be an effective dosage for agmatine, so I feel that in this case they did put it at the correct amount in terms of having everything in there for the pump perspective, so they did a good job there. However, it's not conclusive because I don't know exactly how much they put for each one in there, which is a concern. Alright, so but I can move past that. From there, the Buzz Energy Boosters and Crash Buffers in a blend of 2.822 grams. I like the precision there with that extra decimal point. You're getting acetyl-L-carnitine, 1,3-trimethylaxamine, aka caffeine anhydrous, L-tyrosine, taurine, rhodiola rosea extract, and also beta-strobosabine, which is another focus agent in there. So, yeah, almost 3 grams worth of stuff here. What I would like to know is exactly how much caffeine is in this product. Additionally, you know, how much of it is taurine, because it's a cheap amino acid filler. So out of this, I don't think that they went over the top in terms of caffeine, but then again, that's hard for me to say these days because I have a pretty high caffeine tolerance. But I guess that aside, in terms of dosage wise, the ingredients that they put in this for the energy booster and the crash buffer, I do like it. I'm a big fan of rhodiola rosea in terms of products. There's a few of my favorite products out there that have this included ingredient in there for focus. So I do like that inclusion. However, I mean, once again, there's a lot of writing on the wall that you can't quite see because you don't exactly know how much of each ingredient is in there. I like the ingredient inclusion. However, I'd like to know how much is in. Regardless, I'm not going to take off points for that there because, I mean, I feel that they did a good job there. They didn't go over the top in terms of stimulants, in terms of having like more than one in there. They stuck with caffeine and, of course, some herbs in there for, I guess, the natural focus aspect of things, so they're doing all right. Additionally, into the energy boosters and crash buffers, they have a Buzz focus enhancer of just under 0.3 grams at 0.29, including choline bitartrate and huperzine A, which is actually something you're going to see in a lot of pre-workouts these days. I mean, yeah, pretty much all of the new pre-workouts I've seen as of late, interestingly, have the huperzine A in there. It was around for a while. They kind of went away from it. Now a lot of companies are coming back to it, so that's good. Once again, in terms of dosage there, it doesn't take a whole lot of those two to be effective, so that's good. And then finally, rounding this out, interestingly, they have a vitamin B spectrum in here. Full vitamin B spectrum, to be exact. Including vitamin B1, vitamin B2, vitamin B3, vitamin B5, and vitamin B12 for the energy. Okay, so they're banking right here on the B vitamins for the energy aspect of it from a natural micronutrient standpoint of it. And it doesn't even give that amount, I guess, for these in here. I guess if you look up top, it has it in there. So, I mean, yeah, for some of them, it has it in there for the vitamin B6, B12, and riboflavin. But it's not all listed, but most of it's there. Regardless, I think it's kind of interesting they actually list a vitamin B spectrum blend, like additionally in the proprietary part of it. So after that long breakdown, and I guess the mini chemistry, run through here in terms of dosage and ingredients, I like the blend overall. I like what's in it. I like what they went with, and I like, kind of the approach they're taking. They have an all-around product's going to have testosterone booster. It's going to have blood flow enhancing agents as agmatine. It's going to have the focus things in it, such as rhodiola rosea extract, as well as a caffeine. And I also like that it has, the extra buffering stuff in there to prevent crashing. But the main concern with this is that I feel that, actually I know that a lot of things in here are underdosed. So either A, they're going to have to increase the serving size in terms of grams to include more of that active ingredient in there, just from the clinical standpoint of it, or they're going to have to take some stuff out and cut back on what they're deciding to include. However, from that standpoint, with that aside, I like the inclusions, but the main thing it comes down to is dosage wise. So after all that, it does lose points because of the dosage on here. It gets an 8.1 out of 10. It's a very novel thing, but the thing I just can't get past is that I know that they pixie dusted a few things in here. And other than that, I think it would be a very promising product. So with that in mind, once again, it gets an 8.1 out of 10 in terms of ingredient profile. Effectiveness-wise, it worked all right for me. I really like the agmatine in it. Definitely noticed vascularity in pumps. I mean, that's going to be a given with any product like this. Focus, it was pretty good. It wasn't off the walls. I didn't have a huge buzz from it. Pun intended with the name. And, I just felt it was a pretty average pre-workout in terms of focus. Pump, but vascularity and pumps, I guess, were probably the brightest points of it. Endurance, I didn't notice a huge amount of increase, aside from a little bit from the agmatine, which is going to increase your blood flow there. So it's just another, to me, just another pre-workout that I got a good chance to try. It's not terrible by any means, so if you're looking for a new pre-workout and you happen to see it, hey, why not? Go ahead and pick it up. You're not going to be disappointed, but at the same time, it's not my favorite pre-workout. So it's going to get a very average rating here of an 8.5 out of 10. All right? So overall, with all that in mind in terms of flavor, effectiveness, and ingredient profile. It's a pretty average product. It's not terrible. I've had better stuff, but then again, I've had worse stuff. It's going to get a very, very average rating here of an 8.5 out of 10. All right. So this has been Petey from SupplementReviews.com reviewing EHPLabs Buzz. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow on Twitter, like and follow all that good stuff on Instagram, check out the forum on a daily basis, and keep an eye out for all of our good giveaways because we give away cool stuff all the time. Win yourself some free supplements. All right? Additionally, be on the lookout for us at the Arnold Expo. I'll be there, and so will a lot of the SR crew, so make sure if you're going to be there, hit us up, We'll be happy to chat and talk about some subs. All right. This has been Petey from SupplementReviews.com, and you have a good day.